So welcome back. It's not been a bad start, is it, as far as the Toronto Wolfpack are concerned? 34 points to nil at the half-time score. 6 tries they scored in that first half, and I should imagine the director of rugby of the Toronto Wolfpack, wherever he might be, will be pretty happy with that first half.
Absolutely. Understood the nature of the challenge and realised that physically we're probably... But it's good to show the skill set that we have as well. We're trying to play an expansive brand of football, and we've seen that in the first half.
Yeah. If there is an improvement to be made, what would you say it is?
Oh, that's really difficult at this time. You've got to be pleased with both what we've dished up in the first half and the aspirations for the second half as well. So sticking to principles are very, very important. I think Craig Hall mentioned it, and just at the end of the half time there, he's saying, we've been a bit giddy, we've tried too much, and that's the temptation, is that you move away from the script and do your own thing. We're clearly going to have to be disciplined mentally enough to stick with it, with the way we want to play. And the Skolars, a word for the Skolars, because there's a big crowd here today who've come to watch Toronto Wolfpack because they're in town, but are obviously potential followers of the London Skolars. So what can they do in this second half? How can they improve things to give a good account of themselves, would you say, from here? Well, I'm sure Jermaine is saying the right things there, Coach. I think kicking a little bit earlier and trying to back themselves a little bit more defensively, but that's a tough ask against a full-time team. You see Moy and Crossley and making long breaks, and QLT going through on long breaks, so you've got to be on your game. I think the concentration, you'll say we need to concentrate a little bit more because we've been caught on a couple of short sides at times when we haven't quite worked quite hard enough. That is within their remit, but I think their fans will be loving it because they're saying a good brand of football from the Wolfpack, some quality and some quality tries and some good rugby league football. And they were desperate to see Bichet bolt down that field and score a try, weren't they? The crowds and everybody was roaring when that was happening. But teams are going to have to be good when they come against the Wolfpack, for sure. Okay, 6 tries scored in that first half. Let's just remind ourselves of those. Craig Hall with the first try here. Well, that was Hall backing himself for speed, and he's got plenty of that. He's done that throughout his Super League career. You give him half a chance and he's gone, and it's 10 metres from a scrum now. It used to be 5. The rules have changed. There's been some very positive rule changes for offensive attacking football, and Craig Hall showed there that why he's done that. This is a smart play from Hall again. He attracts 2 defenders and puts Johnny Pownall over the line, who still has to finish it and does it well. Bezic, the architect in chief. Hall with soft hands, showing the other side to his game there, that he can play football as well. And how do you stop this fella? How do you stop this fella? Fui Moy, the scorer of the 3rd try. Well, answers on a postcard, because Bob Bezic clearly sees him on the fly, and wow, do your best, I think, is the best. You take a member of the crowd with you, I think. One of my mentors, but he's a strong man. His box office is exciting to watch. He's such a wonderful guy in the community as well, and a friendly guy. And this is QLT and offload football from Crossley. We see Crossley get the ball again. He throws the ball back. Bob Bezic, like a wicket keeper in cricket, finds himself strong enough and powerful enough to get over the full line from a few metres out. But this was probably down to Crossley and Togogai and their ability to keep the ball out and make selective offloads and give the space for Bob Bezic, who great athlete himself. He runs the conditioning program for the Wolfpack as well, so he'll be giving himself a tick in the box on his stats. So plenty of big hard stuff and fancy footwork down the middle, but what a finish this was from Liam Kay out wide. Yeah, it shows how wonderful and exciting the modern game of rugby league is, because he takes off and dives, the ball's down before it hits the corner flag, but Worthington makes a space for him, he tracks the winger, and Kay has to finish, but finish he does. And the last one, I think, was Dixon, wasn't it? The last try? Yeah, and again, it's Worthington creating the tracks Bichet and leaves Urgent Delapi on the floor, I think it is, and was Veve on the floor, sorry, and Dixon has a one-on-one, and again, the physical prowess of this Wolfpack team. Andrew Dixon one-on-one near the line, he's going to get over, but Worthington creates the fuss and the chaos around him, and again, Bezic jumping out and providing the space for Dixon to score. So those are the 6 tries so far. You rather fancy there might be a few more in the second half of the Toronto Wolfpack. So how's the man who had the vision feeling right at the moment? Eric Perez had this dream 9 years ago of launching a rugby league team in Toronto, and here we are, first league game. So how's he feeling at half-time? He's down on the touchline with Aaron Murphy.
Eric Perez joins us live now, and we were just talking off camera. We're in London, and the Toronto Wolfpack are playing in London. How does that feel?
oh, it's magic right now. You know, the idea of this was so far fetched when I came up with it, and to see it coming to fruition now is just so huge. And the way the boys are performing out there, they're doing Toronto and Canada proud.
They say dreams don't come true, but you got to chase a dream, and certainly with that score line at the half, you've got to be just tingling all over. I watched you pacing back and forth over on the touchline. It's like you're out there playing.
Yeah, you know, I'm living every moment, and also I'm a fan of the sport. So even when London got that interception, I was cheering. I was like, oh, this is great, and I hope the people in Canada are enjoying it right now watching.
How about the toughness of these guys? Again, we were talking a little bit beforehand, and we talked in Hull. That was an impressive day at the KCOM Stadium. These guys are tough. We saw the captain of the Skolars go off with a separated shoulder. Didn't want to leave. Absolutely protested that he wasn't going to go in the ambulance. These guys are tough. And if you're talking to the Canadian offense, it's a little bit like hockey players.
Listen, these guys are never say die. You got to drag them off the field, whatever injury they have. It's exactly the way we play sports in Canada. That's what drew me to the game originally. That's the psyche, the mentality of this game is our mentality in Canada. That's why it resonated with me, and I knew it would resonate with everyone in Canada. So, you know, hope they are noticing the fact that these London guys are taking a licking and keeping on ticking.
How about your captain, Craig Hall? What an impressive individual he is. I talked to him live going off, and I said, congratulations, the first try in league competition, and how fitting is it that you're the captain? And he deflected the attention away from his own personal accolade and talked about the team and how they made that try possible.
Toronto Wolfpack are a family. The reason we're not called Toronto Wolf is because we're a Wolfpack. So everybody works together. A try comes from everyone's hard work. The hard work in training, the hard work from the coaching staff, everybody. It all culminates in the game. And Craig, being the class individual as he is, he acknowledges the whole team.
A heavy score line, and as you said, they're taking a lick in the London Skolars, but it certainly looks like a win is in the framework here. Talk about the ambitions of the club, from Paul Rowley, from yourself, all the way down to the players on the pitch.
I don't want to jinx it, because Yogi Berra did say it ain't over till it's over. It does look good right now, yeah, but Paul, I mean, if you watch Paul during the game right now, he looks absolutely livid. So the standards that we want to meet clearly are not being met on Paul's eyes, but that's not translating on the field. It looks great on the field, and it looks great on the scoreline.
And how about the ambitions overall? May 6th is the first home game. Obviously, you want a big win there against Oxford. But this season, what is the template? And talk about May 6th.
Oh, listen, the goal is to get promoted. We got to get the championship. That is the number one goal of the year. May 6th, we want to put on a show for the people in Toronto. The guys are getting out right now. They're looking like they're going to come out and play. And I hope that they can repeat the performance that they did today in Oxford. And I think that they will when we play them, because the hometown crowd behind us, it's what we've been waiting for. We're itching for it. We want to play in front of Toronto.
Thanks for taking the time to join us. Good luck today. Good luck the rest of the year and the game. But it's obviously going to be a fun year, and it's a pleasure to be a part of it with you.
Thanks, Aaron.
Thank you to Aaron. And I'm sure we'll be hearing a lot more from Eric Perez as the year goes on. Just a point to what's happening locally. I mean, it is obviously the big story in town is Toronto at the moment, but an awful lot. We cannot lose sight of the fact that such a heck of a lot of really good work goes on in this part of the world, in this part of North London, where the Skolars are putting down a footprint for rugby league as well, and a big crowd here. We've also seen some games going on, touch rugby, guys and girls involved, and just big smiles on their faces as they come off at half-time. They've really had a good time as well. So a lot of people being attracted to the game of rugby league, not just by the great stuff that Toronto are doing, but also by the wonderful work that the London Skolars are doing. And of course their partners in crime, not too far away, the London Broncos. I think Andrew Henderson, their coach, was promising to be here, so we'll try and look him up a little later.
Well, there's a really vibrant feel around the London clubs. They're doing well in the championship of the Broncos, and you look at the Super League and the smattering of ex-Broncos players that are playing there is testament itself to how much good work goes on down here.
So we're underway, second half, and fitting that it's a Canadian international who brings it forward, but not in the white of the Toronto Wolfpack, but in the red of London Skolars, Lewis Robinson, and it is the Skolars who get first touch of the ball here, and a chance to lay a little bit of a platform, maybe not for a comeback at 34-0 down, but certainly a restoration of pride, and to mix it, show that they can mix it with a side who are expected to romp through League One this year. Bichet with a kick, looking for distance. QLT with a little bit of a fumble, which will aid the chasing line of red defenders, getting a few further yards downfield. Not that often matters for QLT, because he very often beats the first man, but 2 and 3 are there as well.
Well, it was a smart kick from Bichet. They clearly thought about how they can make an impression into this game, and kicking reasonably early. I think they went on the 4th tackle there to give themselves their kick chase team a chance to get down there. He's clearly one of those ideas.
Worthington is put down just short of the halfway line. Bezic a dummy half. Again, they're going on the blind. Dixon with a pass away. Kay's away. Steps, loses his footing. I think Melling had him covered anyway. There's nobody there at dummy half. And he has to take his time. Well, Dixon's gone off. Dixon's gone off there, hurt. So maybe that was the lack of a dummy half. Oh, and that attempted offload has seen the ball given away. Now, I wonder what Andrew Dixon has done there, because he was involved in the build-up here and has immediately come off the field.
I think he was hit off the ball by Vervega, yeah. And that's when that happens, when you pass the ball, you relax. And so he clearly got heavily winded.
Yeah. And I mean, we're just looking at him. He's just below our gantry at the moment, and he's looking winded. I think we'll see him back on, but my word, he got a slam in the rib cage. There you can see, oh, that hurts. That hurts when you're not expecting it. Hurts when you're expecting it. When you're not expecting it, it doubly hurts. Penalty here for the Skolars as well. So it's been a decent start to the half for them. Looking to try and plant themselves inside the Toronto half here. A set that begins only 40 yards away from the Toronto line. Michael Brown is the first man in, former Leeds and Huddersfield Academy player. Taken back towards the middle for Davis, who's going to be dealt with.
Tough kid, isn't he, Davis? Not the biggest. Certainly got a big heart on him.
Brown again involved, but well marshalled. They try to keep it alive. That ball bobbles around. Well, I think it had to be a knock-on, because I think Michael Brown offloaded it, got pushed back a yard or two and collected it again off one of his own players.
Yeah,
it all got a
bit of juggling between players there, hasn't it? It hits him on the head.
Heads, knees,
Poundle
and
on the head. Clearly a knock-on.
So Toronto with possession, or at least all things being equal, should get possession every now and again these days. It is only every now and again. There's Dixon recovering. Every now and again a feed against the head, but it is Toronto who safely have it, and they begin to plot their course back downfield. Another penalty. Well, Dixon is going to be taking a little longer on the sidelines now. You can see him, the number 11, sitting down there, and Richard Whiting has come on to the field. I think for the first time today, Richard Whiting just turning his back to it, and suddenly the ball comes his way. So turn around, Richard, because it's your ball, and he has it here now. Bezic in his face are a couple of defenders. Pierce Paul amongst them. So Whiting again. Fui Moi driving forward, pumps the legs, gets through. The fullback tries to get to him. Well, he does get to him, but it's a little like a fly buzzing round a charging ox. He's hardly noticed. Fui goes in for his second try of the day. It is Toronto's 7th, and it's 38 points to 0.
Well, he's definitely tough to stop, and I think Vervega here is trying to do that, but you've got to be strong, you've got to be tough. They're clutching at fresh air because his legs are pumping and driving him as well to the line. Fui Moi. Boom, just gets in. Robinson and Vervega just can't stop his progress, and that's no criticism from me, because plenty of players over the years have tried to stop that man.
Just a big urge, wasn't it? And surges through. And a big smile on his face. I remember his first try when he was playing at Lee. He scored the try, leapt over the advertising hoardings and ran into the crowd, right to the back of the stands, didn't he? In celebration. Hall's kicked the goal, 6 out of 7. 40 points to 0 is the scoreline here. And if there is any consolation for this Skolars side at the moment, it is that Toronto will do this to plenty this season. Quality of their signings means that they will go into every game as warm, if not hot, favourites. And the Skolars somehow have to find a way of stemming the tide here. Jermaine Coleman just having a word with the match commissioner. Kick holds up slightly in the wind. Wallace takes it safely. Crossley will drive it in. Already up to 20.
And just to give the Skolars team a little bit of credit here, it's a tough ask for them because there's some big boys out there, so there's no respite, there's no rest in the middle, and so gets to play 5, and you've still got people like Moy. You've got Sidlow, Crossley, all big men there who are big, fast, powerful men who are finding their front, so it gets really tough in and around the middle.
Bezic going out again here, just shrugging away anyone who wants to try and tackle him. Melling does a bit of a job on him to slow him down considerably. It's Davis who completes the tackle. Laithwaite carries it forward, and he's already up towards the 20-metre mark, but they're already running out of tackles. 1 to go. Bezic again. It's out to Wallace. Wallace has a look, jabs the kick towards that in-goal area. It's 3 against 1, but the one of Sam Nash able to just roll it away behind that dead ball line.
No option there at all, Nash. Could have backed himself and got out, but as you say, Wallace pinpoints the kick. Whiting, Worthington and Liam Kay on the charge. So Nash has no option really but to plough the ball out the back line and invoke a goal line dropout from Bichet.
We were mentioning before, Sam Nash grew up playing rugby union in Auckland, and he's arrived here via Ireland and Southend Rugby Union. Sam Nash, 1 or 2 of these London Skolars have been involved at Southend Rugby Union. Dropout by Bichet. The former London Scholar is caught safely by Kay. Sidlow. 1 try already in the early stages of this second half, and a penalty here helps their cause again. Real frustration shown from Billy Driver, but that goes against his side.
Yeah, Delappy trying to hang on to Adam Sidlow's a big lump himself and illegally doing so, so another penalty to this Wolfpack team.
Wallace puts it away. That's the reason the penalty was given. Wallace has kicked a touch. The tap is taken by Bezic, and here comes Crossley within 5 metres of that London line again. Bezic going to his left. Moy's on a hat-trick. Oh, this time they do stop him. This time there was some shoulder in there that had Moy skittle. It's with Wallace. Wallace now trying to run into a gap. He's put down 5 out. Bezic rolling up.
Well done, the Skolars. Aimed up on Moy. Aimed up on everybody. Aiming up here on Sidlow. Clearly bending their backs, not letting them get the ball down.
Sidlow's held short, only inches short, but he is short, and now it comes to Wallace again, who throws the pass wide, missing out 3 or 4 as he did so. Liam Kay catches on that left-hand side. It's his second of the afternoon. Not quite the acrobatics needed this time, but it's still a good finish to a terrific pass. And it's 44 now.
Great pass, Blake Wallace, and this is just because of the weight of numbers. They've ploughed all the numbers into the middle, Skolars, to try and defend Sidlow and Moy and Crossley, and that gives the space to Liam Kay. Blake Wallace lifts his head, missed pass from Whiting, goes across Whiting and Worthington straight to Kay. Terrific rugby league try.
Craig Hall's going to be racking some points up this year, isn't he? Because he has another conversion attempt on this left-hand side. Liam Kay, second of the afternoon. And there's not a lot that Jermaine Coleman can do here, is there really? Coach on the sidelines. His side are just being simply outclassed here today. Craig Hall just moving the television wires out of his way so he can take a proper run up to try and hoof this ball towards goal again. Not a lot being said amongst the Skolars players by the sticks. Hall starts it. Oh, he's kicked that really well. Took account of what is a very blustery wind here. And he's judged it perfectly for his 7th success of the afternoon out of 8. And it is 46 points to 0 now, the Wolfpack lead.
Yeah. Showing their class, showing their ability. Multifaceted team, showcasing their wares to this Skolars team at the moment, who will certainly doing it tough.
Up at a skip and a jump from the ball, which is straight into the hands of Richard Whiting, who carries it back towards the 30-metre mark again. Bezic's in there. Little general Man who makes things tick out of dummy half, and Crossley with another muscular effort, just brushing away defenders, and he's left one in his wake. There's an injury again here. They've had a couple of bad ones. They cannot afford to lose any more.
Is it Nash?
Have a look here. Oh, there you see. I think it was Vega who came in, did it? And Nash caught that square on the head, his own player.
They call that blue on blue in the military, don't they?
Yeah.
Something like that. Well, that was Vega on Nash.
Well, he'll be seeing stars a little, but looks as though he's going to be okay to carry on. They have the protocol these days, don't they, to make sure that anybody with a head injury must be fully fit before being allowed to carry on. Well, he looks okay, there's Sam Nash, but he'll have a headache in the morning. He's got a big red mark on his cheek, I think, where the Vega's head hit him flush. It's a kick early with the wind behind them. It might be a 40-20. Oh, it's gone too far. It's gone too far. It rolls out of play. So, correct me if I'm wrong, Brian, and I know you will, but this is a 7-tackle set now because the ball's gone dead.
And this is a fantastic rule that the Rugby League have brought in this year. So if you kick the ball out dead in goal, and it's with a view to when you get howling wind like we've got there and Wallace can't quite nail a quality kick and it goes out, then the opposition gets themselves 7 tackles, so it's 0 tackle from the first one and 7 tackles to promote the ball down the field.
Ambaraga, who's on the field, we saw with that first drive. The second one is taken in by Robinson. As his head shoved into the artificial pitch here. If you're thinking, wow, that pitch looks good. It's a 4G pitch, it should look good. Spent a lot of money on making this a good one, and it's a high shot as well. So it's a penalty for the London Skolars. Mr. McMullen just pointing out. Vega rolled away and Bezic just had his arm around his face.
I think the initial contact was sweet. It's the second contact that incurred the penalty.
So a tap
position here for the Skolars.
Yeah, this is where they've really got to make their mark, isn't it? Now the Skolars looking to lift London spirits if they can. Vega will be the first man to take it in. 25 away from where they want to be, and they've got 5 tackles to come. What can they make of this? Pointer, and now it's Mbaraga again. That's a good strong carry by him. Pointer, 15 meters away, going left. Bichet trying to bring them on, dealing with the wind, the blustery wind, but Driver as well to take that pass.
Good footwork from Driver, got him a few extra meters.
Pointer again. It's Robinson, solidly forward. 5 yards away. Pointer wants to get on with it, out of that dummy half position. Lamont Bryan is going to be held up on tackle 5, so the Toronto defence is holding out well at the moment. They'll pride themselves on the 0, and they will escape this position without conceding because the referee has seen what here? Stepping off the mark?
No, I think Bryan was a bit adjudicated that he was being impeded and took the law into his own hands, and I think he threw a knee into the defender, Jack Bussey there. See, just need him.
Well, what about this kick? What about this kick? It's not reached touch. It's blown back infield. So Winfield is able to get back across there, the former Cambridge University player.
Making some meters as well, isn't he?
That's a good return. Well, the probability there should have been that Toronto had the ball back and were laying siege to this London line. Instead, the Skolars have a little more respite. They want to get on with it, want to get things happening here. Mbaraga again, taking it in. Long association with the coach, Jermaine Coleman. He was playing in the under-13 side that Jermaine used to coach, so those two go back a long way. Here's Robinson. Hemel Stags and London Broncos Academy takes it another 8 yards further forward. Billy Driver of the Brentwood Eels once upon a time. Right now to Vega again.
Good footwork from Vega. Stood Richard Whiting up.
6 tackle is the next, so Bichet has to be quick and is in getting that ball away and high. And a good take on that far side.
Yeah, does well there, Johnny Pownall, because plenty of pressure on this Skolars kick chase team.
16 minutes of the second half played. Again, just to let you know, the clock is not the official clock. Little twist away by Worthington. QLT picks up a dummy half, but he's going to feed it inside for another effort forward by Bussey, who's not happy, wants to get up, wants to get on. QLT with a quick hands, wonderful pass, and Kay's away again now. Kay's got support on the inside and decides to go for Worthington, and Worthington is over again, and that's what the Wolfpack can do to you. Just a glimmer of an opportunity down this near side, and they take it supremely well, with Worthington finishing a classy effort.
Well, terrific skill from the Wolfpack. Bezic spots the short side. Bussey gets on with the play of the ball. QLT finds Kay on the wing, misses out Worthington. Worthington knows, I've got to get on the inside to help the guy out and get myself over the line. Great skill, great vision from Bezic. Great pass to Kay. On the inside finish from Worthington. Here's the skill. Lifts his head. QLT releases Kay down the sideline. Worthington backs up on the inside. Good try.
Kay's on a hat-trick. He might have had a little rush of blood there. He might have gone for the try, but he decides his coach is watching. I better make sure we do score here and get the pass away. 50 points, Brian.
Yeah, pleasing for the team, and you know, we saw a 14-8, or was it 14-6 effort last week in terribly different conditions.
This is the conversion just a moment ago, by the way, from Craig Hall to make it 52 points to nil. Coming up to the midway point of this this second half, not quite there, but 52 points to nil. Very satisfactory from a Toronto point of view. The Skolars will be disappointed.
Good to see Gary Wheeler back out on the field as his challenges with injuries with St Helens and Warrington. It just so thrilled for him that he's back out there and playing high-class rugby league.
Well, there's an attempted offload by Sidlow. Yeah, I mean, Wheeler, I think the whole of rugby league will be right behind him, because he's had so many injuries, hasn't he, down the years, as you say. And Hall is striding through, and he's making space now, and it'll be Pownall to finish underneath the sticks. So many white shirts around him, hardly a red shirt to be seen. Pownall, it's becoming a bit of a walking day now. It's another Toronto try at 56 points to nil.
Well, a super play from Craig Hall here. Skips in and out of his opposite number, Melling, who's trying to defend that, and Pownall has the easy job, if there is such a thing in rugby league, of finishing the play-off. But this is purely down to Craig Hall's footwork and skill. Watch him go in and out, nods his head, and finds Pownall on the outside. Terrific skill.
He just looked a class apart, doesn't he, here? With that pass away. And right in front of the sticks, so it should be easy, and is. And it goes up to 58 points to nil now for Toronto. Hall, having just kicked his 9th goal of the day, scored the first try as well. 58-0 the lead. So just Gary Wheeler, you're saying it's great to see him out there. He missed the cup game last week, didn't he? But probability is that had he not had the injuries down the years, he might not be with you. He'd probably still be playing in Super League.
Well, that's a fair reflection. He's back out there now. We're just hoping for a bit of longevity out of him. He's hoping for a bit of longevity, because I think everybody recognises the quality and the skill that he possesses, and let's hope he can grace Super League with those skills with us.
In a Toronto shirt. Is this a change shirt, by the way? You normally play in black?
This is the home shirt. This is the such an attractive number that I think, you know, the decision was made to make it the primary shirt, I think they call them now, and the black shirt is the away shirt.
Well, it'll be good on a hot day, won't it? Because they say white reflects the heat, so that'll be helpful. Can't wait for a few hot days. It's freezing at the moment. Standing on the gantry here on a blustery day in North London. Hall What was he doing there?
I think he gave himself up. I think he thought he'd caused an obstruction.
Well, he's managed to somehow flick the ball away as well, Crossley. Wheeler put down. Well, there's another penalty for holding down.
I think Bichet got a bit of a banger as well here, so. He's been good for the Skolars, hasn't he? Bichet, he's tried to get him around the field, he's tried to find a pass play, he's tried to find this and that and the other. I think he's got a bust nose, to be honest. I think he's bust his nose. Double up.
Ooh, yeah. Ooh, there.
Ooh, I think he copped a knee.
Boot just came, I think, as a...
I think it was an accident.
Yeah. Hemmelstack's London Broncos. He had a couple of years at London Broncos, didn't he, Mike Bichet? 19 games there, and an adventure in North Queensland as well. He went playing with the North Devils in the Q Cup, the Queensland Cup, in 2015. Let's go down to Aaron, who's on the touchline. Aaron.
Thanks, Dave. Interesting. I just ran into a Canadian family from Toronto. They're here. They've never been to a rugby game, and they've never been to London. So they're here to check out the sights and all the scenes in London, but more importantly, here to check out the Wolfpack. They are season ticket holders, but this is their first rugby game in the flesh, having a brilliant time. Looking forward to seeing London throughout the week. But just a nice little anecdote there about the crossover in the community in Toronto. Never been to London, and here they are enjoying this bit of history.
There you go. Go to London and watch your rugby league team playing there. They would never have had that chance before. Bichet's coming off. Yeah.
All for it.
Bichet's coming off, but it's Toronto who have the ball in their hands here with that kick to touch, which has given them a position 30 metres away, and forward goes Bussey. Hitting hard, and down he's taken. Jacks rolling in a dummy half again. Now it's with Wallace. Wallace across that line, showing it to a couple. Wheeler onto QLT. This is Hall. Hall holding the ball, trying to just sashay his way through again. Held up short, 10 metres away. You can hear the shouts in defence there of the Skolars. They've got the work to do because Crossley is barging and twisting and held up right over the whitewash. Back you go, son. 10 metres. Play that ball again. That's what happens when you get held up over the line. So now it's with Jacks. Jacks to Wheeler. Wheeler with all that class. Puts it back. Wallace well met in defence. Quickly out came Pierce-Paul. Stops that move in its tracks. Back towards Wheeler. Wheeler with a dummy. Almost tricking his way through. Great defence by Davis to pin him down. Jacks. QLT with a kick. Oh, it's gone to ground. Oh, it's picked up. And a bit of a stumble. Otherwise, he might have been away. But it's a survival moment for Skolars again as Winfield is put down short of the 20.
Yeah, picked the ball off. Wanted to get up and run in and get out of the way. Michael Brown, wasn't it? Stumbled. Now they got the tough ask of climbing the mountain that is the Wolfpack and getting to the other end of the field. This boy's never gave up, has he, Davis? Just kept going and going and going. And he's outweighed and he's outmatched, but he's certainly punched above his weight.
58-0 Toronto lead. And they're just turning the heat on in defence again now as Melling goes sideways to try and find a way round the wall of white, but he can't. Six tackle is the next, so the kick downfield, caught up by the wind. QLT will catch it, short of the halfway line. Immediately looks for the pass. Here comes Kay. Kay just pushing off 2, 3, 4 defenders and then having a more direct attempt at taking them on. And 30 metres out, the Wolfpack measuring up their opponents again in a forward pass. I think that was caught in the wind, that actually, wasn't it, that pass?
I think he passed it backwards, but it's tempted the touchy and the referee to say that's a forward pass. I clearly think it leaves Jax's hand backwards. Maybe debatable, Brian. I might have got that one wrong.
Yeah, we'll go with a touch judge.
Yeah, he was right.
He was looking down the line. Paul Rowley down. He's up here on the gantry again, isn't he, Paul Rowley? What will he have made of this game so far?
Well, I think he should be pleased. I think, you know, the mental challenge, the first game, the Skolars would be aiming up, and I think most of the things we've done have been pretty good.
It's a penalty. Wallace, a little over-exuberant. Penalty for the Skolars. Oh, hang on. Get behind the ball, otherwise you're offside. So here comes the kick to touch. They won't be looking for too much distance because it is not quite a gale, but it's not far off here. It's blowing very strongly here, and the Skolars are running into it at the moment as Piers Paul finds himself on the ground. 35 out. Pointer. A big effort forward again by Umbaraga, who's managed to offload it. The referee had already shouted hold, so they'll have to go back and play it again.
I think he got lucky there, but the referee's in charge.
Bit of fortune, wasn't it? Oh, that's almost a push through from Davis. Pointer. And now the big fella, Lamont Bryan. He takes some holding.
I think they sniffed something here, the Skolars.
Here comes the final play of the set. What can they put on here? Last play of the set, Lawrence with a kick to the in-goal area and some tidying up to do. And tidying up more than that. Spectacular stuff from Liam Kay
Well
for
played,
all the
Liam
money.
Kay. That should have been another set to the Skolars because they'd found a brilliant kick to finish the set with. Liam Kay's on the back line, he's on the dead ball line, and they're thinking he's not going to get out, but proves us all wrong and he got out.
Well done him. And a big pass on a windy day. Wheeler puts it back again. QLT and Hall looking to put a bit of acceleration on here and manages to pass his way to Pownall, who's got some speed himself and he's taking it deep inside that Skolars half. What a run this is from Pownall. Eventually they catch up and put him down. It's Moy Moy at dummy half. He wants a hat-trick. Who's going to stop him? They all are piling in to put him down. Jack's at dummy half again now. Couple of yards away. What a set this could be for Toronto. And it not be for the drop pass by Johnny Pownall. Memorable stuff from start to finish when suddenly Pownall wants to forget.
Well, everything was brilliant other than that final catch. Gary Wheeler finds a pass. Craig Hall's flying down the touchline. The expansive play. Here goes Johnny Pownall on his first catch. He may have been tired from this run because he splashes through the middle. Nearly gets there himself. Fui picks the ball up. Fui Moy Moy nearly gets to the line himself. Pownall's got to get back out to his wing now to finish the next play that he has to get to. Here he goes. You can see him in the background. Very next play. Gary Wheeler finds him. He just run out of puff. He couldn't catch it.
Well, he scored. It was over. And he would have had a hat-trick, but that's all academic. And talking about the academics, the Skolars bringing it out again here. They're not giving up here, are they? They're on the end of a drubbing, 58 points to nil, but they're keeping it real. Keeping the effort going. Still 12 minutes to play. And they're hurting, both in mind and body at the moment, the London Skolars, but they're trying to put that to one side.
Well, they're looking for a score, aren't they?
Here's Jalapi, Urjon Jalapi. Push backwards. Lost about 5 yards. Oh, that'll be denting his pride. Six tackle is the next one. It's a lovely little chip. Well, it was a cheeky little chip.
Well, they're being inventive, aren't they? They want to get on the scoreboard. They're trying everything in within the rugby league rule book, and a short chip there to try and catch out this Wolfpack defence.
This is Pownall trying to step, but look at those. Surrounded by red. Craig Hall comes back to dummy half. Laithwaite. The honest, straightforward route by him. So again, they're inching forward now. This wonderfully bedecked in white Toronto side.
Good tackle.
Good.
And a follow-up.
Umbaraga.
A bit of biff on the ground.
Well, if Gary Wheeler had stayed in Super League, I don't think it'd have been harder than that. This is Emmett. Rolling in, Umbaraga's involved again here. He wants to hurt his opponents. Legally, of course. 5 gone. Here's the last. Wallace with another little timed kick over the top. Oh, he almost collected it back again. And then it is knocked on, and it will be London Skolars to get the respite of a handover and the ball back in their possession.
Yeah,
again.
they've aimed up in this last 5 minutes, the Skolars. They're trying little different things. They're running a bit harder. They're trying to force errors. They're short chip kicking. Let's see if they've got anything. Last 10 minutes, they can get them over the line.
Into the final period of the game. There's 10 minutes to go. Skolars starting from deep, as they have so often.
Well, he's run hard, the boy Robinson, as in the Canadian.
He's only just keeping his headband on in the end. He's actually pulling it off.
Yeah.
Get rid of that. We don't need
enough
that.
of it.
Cope with the last 10 minutes without a headband on. Skolars muscling up. But the Wolfpack are muscling up likewise in defence, and are not giving them anything. Not giving them anything. No charity here. Melling put down. And that's tackle 5. And look how far away they are from the halfway line. Still 10 yards to go. So they're going to have to kick again and hope. The kick downfield is from Charlie Lawrence. QLT underneath it. Catches it safely. Offers it on the inside. Pownall down that right-hand side. Almost towards the halfway line. Craig Hall just issuing instructions to the players inside him. Laithwaite drops out, so here it comes to Wheeler. Wheeler back to Moy. Moy bustles up again and runs through. And the offload to QLT. And he tries to put the Jets on. But he's collared, literally, by Nash. Now it comes out, and the pass, a bit of a deflection. It'll be another set of 6 here as Kay collects it. Kay now running it in. Kay bustles them off, and he's over to score. Liam Kay.
The
touch judge is not happy. No try. No try.
Obstruction.
Obstruction, yeah.
Really? Well, he was clear on that, the linesman.
He's given a head and feed here for Toronto.
Really?
Yep. Scrum down for Toronto.
Let's see if we can work this one out. So there's Wallace with the pass.
There's the knock on. There's a knock on. Has he seen another knock on here? Yeah.
Really?
Well, what he's done there is he's sent a knock on by London and then an obstruction by Toronto. So they've gone to the original decision of the knock on. So head and feed for Toronto.
Yeah, I can live with that. So there's the knock on. There's an alleged obstruction. We'll go with the first knock on.
Yeah. A judicial use of the word alleged there, Brian Noble. But the pressure remains. Because Toronto will get the ball back here. 7 minutes of regular time to go, plus stoppage time too. Feed by Wallace. Collected down this blind side. They're making things happen right from the play at the scrum. Greg Worthington with that scrum play. They were denied a try a few moments ago, but they cannot be denied this time. It's another man with a brace. Worthington second of the afternoon, and they're beyond the 60 points now.
Well, Pierce Paul needs to do a little bit better here, because from the scrum, I've explained to our viewers, the defenders have to go back 10 metres. You've got to get up quickly, and when he gives in that outside shoulder for Greg Worthington, he's just too good one-on-one and gets himself over the line, backs himself, slams the ball down.
11 tries scored now by the Toronto Wolfpack. Moy's got a couple. Pownall's got a couple. Kay's got a couple. Worthington's got a couple. They are filling their boots. Craig Hall's got one, and he's kicked plenty too. It's a helicopter going over the top. Sounds very close, doesn't it? So Hall on the touchline. Here he comes. Again, he's accounted for the breeze, the rather stiff breeze, and he kicks it very well. 10 out of 11. What about the kicking display today from Craig Hall?
Yeah, excellent. Practices really well.
$64 points to nil. 5 minutes plus stoppage time still to come. What a statement Toronto are making in their very first game here today. Starting today, as they will for most, as favourites. Has that gone 10? Oh, it's gone to ground, and Hall's after this. Hall picks it up. Moy's on the turn.
Go for
a hat-trick. Will touch it down. Sent off for the first time last week. I rather fancy that's his first hat-trick of his career. But he celebrates in Fui style. It's try number 12. What a day the Wolfpack are having here. Howling with delight.
Well, I don't think you can begrudge the barnstorming front rower. Craig Hall gets his toe to it, picks it up from the restart, sees Fui on the inside. Go Fui, Moy smiling all the way to the bank.
Well, what a time he's having of it. In the wide of the Canadian side, Toronto, Fui Moi Moi, the Tongan and New Zealand international who had so many great years at Parramatta, didn't he? One of the stars of World Rugby League. And here he is on the start of a historic journey for the Toronto Wolfpack, putting his name into legend as far as this club is concerned. Hall's kicked the goal as we were watching Moi Moi on that replay. Here's a replay of Hall's kick right in front of the sticks. 11 out of 12, and it is now 70 points to nil that Toronto lead here.
That Wolf looks bigger on his shirt than anybody else's shirt, doesn't it?
You wouldn't argue with that, Wolf. He's doing some big deep breaths, that Wolf, as well, isn't it? There's the restart. Fui's after that. That must be
penalty
offside,
to penalty to the Skolars, rightly so. Fui knocked it on and Jack's cleaned it up, and it was offside when he cleaned it up.
6 tries in each half so far. 6 in the first half, 6 in the second. 3 minutes to go. You've got the job, by the way, of picking the man of the match today. You don't have to think who it is. You don't have to tell us who it is, but I'm just dropping that thought in your mind, Brian, as to who the man of the match might be.
Well, I've picked one.
Have you?
Yeah.
Well, we'll hear it in just a second. Here's Driver. The wind is picking up alarmingly at the moment. We're going to have to tie Brian down here. He might get blown off the gantry the way it's going. There's the offload. Gone to ground, dropped on by Davis. Honest endeavour, honest day's work from Matt Davis.
Yeah, he's played well.
No one can take his pay off him. Taken in by Umbaraga. Held up 5 away.
He's a big boy, isn't he, Umbaraga?
Left it comes again. Little grubber kick to the in goal. QLT picks it up. There's danger, but he's lost it. Left it behind. Emmett picks it up. Referee says took a touch off a Canadian hand, a London hand, I should say. So it will be a penalty in the end. Well, the weather is turning absolutely dreadful at the moment. Rains are coming in. Wind is howling. Whoa! That ball has just literally missed us by 2 feet. The kick onto the gantry. There we go. That's how close it was. Aaron Murphy, while we recover our composure, let's hear from you.
Mike Bichet has gone off for a concussion check, the concussion protocol guys, and unfortunately they found out he has a broken jaw. So number 7 for the London Skolars, Mike Bichet, won't be returning obviously, and he'll be heading to hospital right after the match. So a little bit of bad news for the Skolars there.
Well, there have been some casualties today, haven't there, for London Skolars? And here comes QLT, twisting away. Wonderful run by QLT, and slices through like a hot knife through butter. Last minute of normal time, and it is try number 13 for the new side in the 13-a-side code.
Well, that's speed and power from QLT. An inside play that they've worked on. QLT finds the break himself, keeps his legs pumping, and this is just a tired Skolars defence. And Davis, who's had a terrific game for the Skolars, just couldn't quite get there and stop the play. Here we go. Power, 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 speed, speed, speed. Davis trying to aim up to get his man, but just too quick.
And again, he's been doing that for fun, hasn't he, the last few years? In the division above this, in the championship for the Sheffield Eagles, we've purred at his skills, his silky footwork, his sudden acceleration and power. QLT. Now, there'll be plenty more of that in League One as well this year, you would have thought. So Hall, again, it's becoming a pattern, a kick right in front of the sticks. His goes over, 12 out of 13, 76 points to nil. And Brian, we mentioned earlier, man of the match, and you've had your thoughts and you've made your choice.
Well, I think he's been barnstorming, he's made break after break, and he's scored 3 tries, which is no mean feat for a front rower. So I adjudicate that Fui Moi Moi, the box office barnstorming front rower, is man of the match today.
So well done to Fui. From Parramatta to London via Toronto and Lee. Stoppage time, a minute or so played already, and here's the restart, hanging in the wind. Up goes QLT, good take again, having already scored once, fancies taking them on once again. 30 metres out from his own line when he's put down. Now it comes Crossley, with a barging effort once more. The wind at their backs, the teeth of the gale is howling into the faces of the London side. Emmett. Oh, he's lost it, but again, because of the amount of stuff that was going around him, 3 involved in the tackle.
I think he had a slap on the back of the head there, Jake Emmett, as well.
Swing of the arm by Umbaraga, wasn't it?
It was Umbaraga, yeah, that was, I think, connected on the back of his melon.
So 20 metres away, the tap restart here. Is there time for another set of 6? 2 minutes, very nearly 2 minutes of stoppage time played. Is there a time for another Fui try? They've just about held on. Umbaraga this time making that tackle. Now they switch it left. Step back by Jacks. They're ready, they're willing, they put him down. Worthington. He's the next to roll in at dummy half. Out to Wallace. Wallace with a dummy. Spin and a turn by him. He's lost the ball. Skolars pick it up. Can they get out of that in-goal area here? Billy Driver looking for escape. Just about gets it. And Skolars start here with 5 more tackles to go. Just want to get downfield as quickly as they possibly can. Michael Brown, though, he's held up 5 from his own line. Now it's in by Davis. Toronto not easing up in the line speed here, coming forward. Looking for a route out through Melling. Worthington met him with a shoulder. Additional help from Whiting. 6 tackle. They'll need a kick here. They'll need the touchline. They don't find it. They find instead Liam Kay, who immediately brings it back and offers a threat here. It's Jacks. Tsugagai. Wheeler. Holding off Davis in the first instance, but Davis is in for a second attempt. Pownall's having a scoot. Comes to something when your 2 wingers can't get a hat-trick and your props do. Pownall trying to right that wrong, but here they come again. Wheeler, pass to Emmett, forward pass. They claim for it, the referee gives it. And that might just be the last chance of attack here for Toronto, depending on how much time we're adding on here.
We've had a couple of injuries, haven't we? We've sort of people knocked down, and this year was one I can remember.
Lawrence. Here's Robinson. That is that historical and triumphant first day on the Rugby League stage in League One for the Toronto Wolfpack. They have come here and they have conquered supremely well. 76 points to 0, 13 tries without conceding. Doesn't that tell you a story about the quality of that side in white? Moy with a hat-trick, try scorers all over the place. And Brian Noble, what an excellent start for the Toronto Wolfpack.
Yeah, first-class start, and the mental disciplines were there for see. They kept to their principles, didn't get involved in the emotional, understood the nature of the challenge. Skolars aimed up at the start and clearly were out-muscled and outmatched skill-wise, but that's not a criticism. That's just saying that there'll be a few teams that understand the nature of the challenge today, and a great first outing for the Toronto Wolfpack and a historic one.
It won't get any tougher than this for London throughout the year. They'll have better days than this, but the Wolfpack are off and running. And we're back with analysis and interviews after this break.
So guys, it's Aaron. We're just doing coach. We're just doing the winning coach. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. How long until Paul? Because he's walking over here now. Okay, I'll tell him that. And then you want 2 questions with him, or? Okay, guys, so I'll tell him now. So we're about 3 minutes to us.
Yeah.
And I won't keep you long because
you're
I know you want to. He's in a hurry, didn't he?
Friends
And colleagues.
and colleagues. Yeah.
2 minutes.
I'll turn my radio up so you can hear this interview.
2 minutes.
2 minutes still back on.
Oh, by gum, it's cold. Are you watching that tonight?
What?
Hey, W.
Time's it start?
Time's it says 11 o'clock, walk on. 10 o'clock, all right. 5 minutes away. 1 minute from the break. 5 minutes.
No analysis then.
No,
We'll have
no
interviews
analysis.
as
Yeah,
well.
straight down to Paul Rowley.
Just come this way. So. Thank you.
Is that it? Good. Oh. Me? Yeah. Good. Yeah. This will be warm in Whitehaven next week.
10 seconds.
So welcome back. Great start for the Toronto Wolfpack. 76 points to nil winners against London Skolars. 13 tries scored, including a hat-trick for Furi Moi Moi. That must paint a smile on the face of head coach Paul Rowley. He's with Aaron Murphy.
Well, Coach Paul Rowley joins us now, and a big win there, but a win is a win, and important to get that first one under your belt in League One.
Oh, absolutely. We knew it was going to be a tough game. They're a physical side, but I thought we came with the right attitude. We've got a good team on paper, so I guess the challenge for us is the environment, the uncontrollables, but more importantly how we approach games with our attitude and commitment, and we were first class today, to be fair.
Winning the Challenge Cup, a tough one in the Mud Bowl in Siddle, and then a big win here today. So 2 under the belt and something to build on. Talk about some of the attention to detail, the coaching stuff you look at after the fact now with Simon Finnegan.
Yeah, I think more importantly, we decided we've got to go through them, and I thought we did that. So, we'll pick the bones out of it in terms of our execution on shapes and stuff. But I thought they defended our shapes quite well. They got up really hard on edges, so we just changed a few things up. But yeah, there's a bit to pick out from it. But I thought overall our commitment to run through them was first class. Our outside backs linked up well and we finished real well. I think for large periods of the game was at 100% completions, and I still don't think we got the 50-50 calls as well, or the penalties. I think that's something we're going to have to deal with each week. Maybe because we have the favourites tag that we're going to level things up with that sort of thing. But overall, I thought it's a good day.
A word on your man of the match, Fui Moi Moi. Looked like he had an eye on the prize today, no doubt about it.
Well, yeah, fast track, and Fui likes fast tracks. For a big boy, he's got remarkable leg speed. Leg speed is what he's about. He's not a giant of a man. He's got good leg speed, and he has no handbrake. So yeah, he goes hard. He puts himself in good positions, but he worked hard for each of his tries today, because equally I thought the defence were fully committed to stopping him, albeit come off second best on this occasion. But there are a few good performances today, and Fui is just one of them.
Coach, thanks for taking the time to join us. Congratulations on the first win in the league action, and we're looking forward to being a part of the journey all season long.
Me too. Thanks a lot.
We are, because we're looking forward to leaving the chilly south and going to the balmy north next week at Whitehaven when the next Toronto game. Brian Noble alongside. I guess you're going to echo a lot of what Paul said there.
I think the mental discipline and the approach to this game were the key to the success. Some of the execution was sublime, I thought, the skills down the short side, and there are still things, clearly there's some things that Paul wants to work on with the team, because the challenges will get tougher and tougher and people want to knock us off.
Yeah, we're following the Toronto story all year, of course, here on Premier Sports, but we're also promoting the League One, because some terrific stuff, terrific rugby league. If you can get to a match this weekend, please do. Barrow Raiders, York City Knights is tonight, but a lot of games tomorrow if you're in Oxford or Doncaster, if you're in Leeds at Hunslet or Keighley, or if you're in South Wales against Whitehaven, or Workington Town against Newcastle Thunder. All those games will be top games, so if you get a chance to go, please do. You'll be pleasantly surprised to see what you see. And our next game, as we said, is in the balmy north, through the lakes and up a little bit further on the northwest coast. Whitehaven against Toronto Wolfpack, live here on March the 12th, which is next Sunday at 2 o'clock next weekend. So we're looking forward to that. He's looking forward to that as well, and we're gonna. I think we might go for a dance actually, because there's a band started playing. It's Brian Adams?
Yeah,
is it the real Brian Adams?
I think so.
The real Brian Adams is here, playing here today in North London, and we've seen the real Toronto Wolfpack here playing in North London. What a fantastic start to their season. What a fantastic start to their story. 76 points to nil winners against the London Skolars. Like we said, it will get better for the Skolars as the year goes on. But will it get better for Toronto? You bet it will. We'll see you next time. From myself and Brian, very good afternoon to you.